Welcome to my video of 10 things you may or may not have known about Dota 2. Keep in mind that Dota is a situational game and many things change from a day-to-day basis. What I may explain to you now might not work in the future or may not have worked in the past either, so please keep this in mind and say what you think I was wrong about or what you think I should have further explained. But anyway, let's get straight to it. At number 1. Did you know that during Phoenix's ultimate ability, the Supernova, Phoenix is actually considered to be dead, even in Dota mechanics, and therefore any auras you emit or any items you have that have active abilities cannot be used during the 6-second duration of the ultimate ability, but you are able to use items before the ultimate ability or after the ultimate ability. But do not go thinking that during the ultimate's duration that any auras you are emitting are further enhancing your ultimate, because no, all your items and your auras are muted during this duration, and the hero is only considered to be reborn after the ultimate ability with full HP and full mana. And at number 2, we have Earth Spirit. Did you know that after the 6.80 patch was implemented into Dota 2, Boulder Smash became the AoE stun, making it harder to land and less reliable? But did you know there's actually an aiming exploit you can use to further make the experience much easier when trying to aim for a fleeing opponent? In the past, people used to believe that you had to aim your cursor on the rock to kick it or pull it. But this is not actually so. The cursor does not actually have to be on the stone remnant, as the remnant actually has a very large hitbox that is even larger than the model size itself. So you can aim further than the rock, making it easier to kind of predict where you're going to kick the rock and where you hopefully gonna have it land. And at number 3, remember back in the day, maybe you had a group of illusions in one hot group and you're going to take Roshan. I can bet you felt amped up. But as soon as you right clicked Roshan, poof, they all went. And then you're probably left there and your team was looking at you saying, what was the plan there, man? But besides that, the idea is simple. Just get illusions and hopefully they should help you take Roshan faster. But the way Dota mechanics work is really less simple than what you probably thought back then. If illusion tags Roshan, it will just simply disappear. So how can you use your illusions to tank Roshan for you then? It is simple. Highlight your illusions, press shift, and then press the move key and move the units onto Roshan. That way your illusions will aggro Roshan, move onto him, but they'll never attack, and Roshan has no other choice but to attack your illusions, and wham! Mission accomplished. Number 4 is for all those times when you thought something worked in one way but actually didn't really work the way you thought it would in a certain situation. Dota 2 has this intricacy about it that some effects work differently on certain things as they do on other things, and such is the case with Witch Doctor's Stun and Crystal Maiden's Frostbite. There are other abilities out there, but these two are the most basic I can explain to you really. Frostbite at level 1 is a 1.5 second stun, well, not stun but freeze, and Witch Doctor's Cask can bounce 3 times at level 1, and whatever it bounces on, as the description is written, will be stunned for 1 second. But the game in the past never really showed you that these abilities actually have hidden effects against creeps. Frostbite is actually a 10-second freeze on a creep at level 1, and Cask will stun the creep. It will still bounce 3 times, but it will stun the creep for 5 seconds instead of 1 at level 1. So always just keep this in mind when you're playing the game. At number 5. Did you know that any illusions you create of yourself gain a percentage of your stats and attributes? But did you also know that if you have a transformation ability that further enhances your character in a way, any illusions you spawn after that actually gain the attributes of your transformation, and the models of the illusions will be modeled after your transformation. But bear this in mind. Whatever abilities, or should I say whatever attributes of your transformation will disappear from the illusions when the transformation is worn off on the main hero himself. And at number 6, did you truly know the attributes of Naga Siren's Song of the Siren? That's the main question. But here's how it goes. Naga Siren's Song of the Siren is considered to be a sleep ability, and all units that have slept are invulnerable. They cannot be attacked in any way. You cannot move them out of position whatsoever. But another interesting flip side to Song of the Siren is that it doesn't affect BKB units. And you may be thinking, well, that's a bad thing. If he has a BKB, he can still act. That's true, but think about it in this way. If one person out of 5 in their team has a BKB and uses it, you could isolate them from their entire team, and it becomes a 1 versus 5. At number 7, if you are a Meepo lover, put your hands up. What? Well, it seems like we don't have any hands up tonight, but anyway, just so you know, there's been a glitch or a bug that's been going around lately, but I can't really say it's a bug because it's game mechanics and it makes sense if you think about it. Let's see how a Bloodstone works. If you die, you lose charges, a third of your charges. But the problem is with Meepo though, is that if his clones die, he doesn't lose any charges on his Bloodstone because the Bloodstone carrier did not die. That's how the Bloodstone works. So if it's a viable thing, you can actually just pick up a Bloodstone on Meepo and hopefully they do not kill the main Meepo, or the main Meepo is not in the vicinity of the death of one of the clones. And guess what? You will not lose a single Bloodstone charge. But the only benefits of having a Bloodstone is that the main Meepo will have excellent stats, but the other Meepos do not really benefit that much. So keep it in mind. It's a good item, but with some drawbacks. At number 8, did you know that the Faceless Void can never be chronoed? Not once, not ever. Save it for another time in the future. But be aware that none of your attributes, i.e. the increased movement speed or double damage on bash, is applied if Rubik stills and chronos you inside the chronosphere. As much as you may still be able to fight and move freely inside his chronosphere, your buffs do not occur. And reaching the magical number 9, did you know that after Stone Gaze was reworked, all units affected by the debuff and are turned into stone take all magical damage from Medusa as pure damage. But this only actually applies for Mystic Snake before you go jumping off your chair saying Medusa's overpowered. But the problem with this being is, even if you pick up a Dagon, it will not work. So just keep it in mind. Only Mystic Snake will be your pure damage, but it will do a buttload of damage if you get the number of bounces right as soon as they're affected by the debuff. And finally, saving the best for last. At number 10, did you know why Darude's Sandstorm was considered to be one of the greatest songs of all time? No, actually I'm just kidding. I don't even know if that's true. But one thing I know for sure though is Sand King Sandstorm has a 1.5 invisibility delay frame that you can use to dodge any spell or any projectile. So yeah, I'm thinking about that hashtag refresher orb sandstorm dodge montage coming out soon. But yeah guys, thanks for watching the video, and I hope you learned something important, or I just reinforced some of your knowledge on the game. If you learned something, here's the deal. If you learned something, tell someone about this video. It's that simple. The more people learn about Dota, the better players will have, and will have a community that's growing in both knowledge and skill in the player base. And to me, that's my dream, to have everyone going from 0 wins to, let's just say, 1,000 wins as an example, but also having that skill and that in-depth knowledge on how to play Dota and understanding why we like Dota. That's what I want people to understand, the reason why we like Dota, why we spend so many hours grinding it out, toughing it out. You know, it's not to just flame people, and there are a lot of people who spread hate speech and all this anger in the internet, but really I don't consider those people as part of the Dota community. I believe in that player who just starts the game up, plays the game to have fun and, of course, to learn. But anyway, this is life and it's Dota 2. And I hope that one day we'll grow the community together and make it something special. See you next time, and thank you.